hotel.
Okay.
We just try to find a better location.
No, it's fine. I was really hoping you'd just be sitting on a bowl.
It's just really hard to hold the camera still, and that's it.
That's just how I picture you at all
Yeah,
times.
yeah.
All right, guys, welcome Cord McCoy, a friend of the podcast, obviously. He's a color commentator and producer for PBR. He's a former bull rider himself, turned stock contractor. Cord, thanks so much for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me. It's an exciting day. Exciting days.
Absolutely. I know you're out on the PBR tour right now. It'll be in Big Sky soon enough, July 17th through 19th this summer. Tickets go on sale March 3rd. Get on it. But tell me where you are right now.
I'm in Indianapolis, Indiana. So like the tour pretty much goes all across the country. We do Indianapolis this weekend, be in Florida next weekend, back to California, Milwaukee. So it for us, the career and the season goes all year long across the country. But that's what makes Big Sky so special. I mean, because all these guys go to all these events across the country, and the guys that do that are the ones that vote for event of the year. So it makes the 10-time event of the year for Big Sky so valuable, because we look at hundreds of other events throughout the year, and Big Sky is the one.
It's the crown jewel is how we like to think of it. Tell me about the new additions. What's new to PBR this year that's setting it apart?
Well, I think the Outlaw Partners and Andy Watson, those guys always just try to just up the scale a little bit more, whether it be more money, and then it got to where they would sell the tickets out so fast, and so there's a third day, and to watch those guys progress for 3 days, the bull riders almost become part of the fans by the time you get to third day, because they're selling a Calcutta, and there's guys win a lot of money when the guy does ride bulls, so it's a lot of interaction with the bull riders. But I think we've upped the dial quite a bit of the bucking bulls and the bull power there. I mean, we've watched several world champions and up and coming. Last year we watched 51 Viper retire right there in the arena, and I'd never seen that before. He still had roses all around his neck, and he was prancing all around the arena, and it was like a standing ovation for a bucking bull in his retirement. So it was cool that we got to celebrate something like that for the animal athletes of the bucking bulls.
Yeah, that's neat. And I know you've added a couple of new events this year, including the first ever one in Palm Springs, California.
Yeah, the Western world is continued to grow, and we say that we go all over the United States, and I've rode in Canada and Mexico, Australia, and Brazil. I actually flew over to Dubai about producing a rodeo there. So what I grew up doing, and just being a cowboy and riding in rodeo, is like the coolest thing on the market right now, and it's a hot ticket. Being a cowboy is just a little bit more cooler now than it had been before.
I know you're getting a warm reception everywhere you go. Do you feel like you're kind of working out the kinks in this early part of the season so that you're dialed and ready when you get to Big Sky?
Yeah, I think Big Sky is one of those. It's like the World Finals, in Vegas, or the finals in Fort Worth. You kind of set it on the schedule, and like a baseball player working up to the World Series. I mean, that's when you want to peak out. So Big Sky is one of those marks in July. Like, okay, I need the young bulls ready to go. I need the older bulls need to protect their schedule a little bit to where they're performing there. And you know what you're building up to. There's we've had 15 years to practice there. The stopping locations to get there. So you got it on the schedule right now, preparing for July and what those bulls need to be developed into. And I think the riders are the same way. Like they block off the week, not just for them, but for their family now. I mean, Big Sky's, not only a lot of money given out that day or that weekend, but, it's experiences for family. Like my family, it's been our vacation for 15 years. It's like a working vacation for us, though.
Absolutely. And a beautiful one at that. You talked about one bull retiring, a legend. Tell me about some of the bulls you're excited about who are on the tour.
Well, one of the biggest ones I'm excited about right now is 151 Sheriff. We've kind of just debuted him and leaked him out there a little bit, but he's kind of like a LeBron James, I guess, of bucking bulls right now. He's just in a high school level, but is good enough to go pro. So we're getting him ready for Big Sky PBR. Another bull called Cliff 132 is just a big gristlehead athlete. I mean, and he just loves to win. He likes to hit hard. He's kind of like the lineman in football. He just loves to play like that. So those couple of really great young bulls that we've got coming up, and then you still got Cliffhanger riding solo, riding Salty, Outlaw, Midnight Rock. I mean, the whole roster will be there for Big Sky.
Ah, how fun. And what about some of the riders this year?
Yeah, I think we've got the whole world there. I mean, we look at last year, Lucas, Davino, and all the great Brazilians come in there. Right now, the number one bull rider in the world is from Australia. And then John Crimber is number two, and he's kind of originally his family originally from Brazil, but he's second generation here in the United States. So I mean, we have got the whole globe showing up for Big Sky this year. So it's neat to see the 45 riders that will shake out to even qualify for Big Sky. They have to be ranked so high just to be able to get in the Big Sky PBR.
And tell me about a couple of memorable rides that you've witnessed already this year.
Well, I think John Crimber has done great things. Just coming in there, winning the very first event. He's still only 19 years old. Just the young guy. Brady Fielder, the Brazilian or the Australian that I was talking about, this number one bull rider in the world right now. I mean, he's rode from the world champion buckable Manhater to the whole roster. He's just been unstoppable in the little bit that we've seen this season. I mean, we're middle of February, and the things that he has done since November has been pretty amazing.
Tell me about the process of pairing a bull with a rider. Who does that? How do you figure it?
I think originally they say it's out of a hat. They just take the chips and put them in a hat and draw them out. But now we got the computers and everything kind of doing it. But what the producer does and the stock contractor and myself is almost like a round table meeting of like here's our roster of here's the 150 bulls that we've got coming to this event. So you'll sit down at a round table and say it's kind of like putting the baseball team together for the Yankees. Who's going on the field? So you'll get a roster of for Thursday night. There's 45 bulls, and you want the pin of bulls to be even for every rider to have a shot to win the $40,000 or $50,000 that pays that night. So you try to shop these bulls from hundreds of bulls across the country. You want to bring them into town, then you want to put together the best pin of bulls for the fans and for the riders to compete on. But it really boils down to a roster of 45 bulls there, and then you have a roster of your 45 bull riders, and now the computer just hits a button and just random draws and matches them up. But those guys will know a week ahead of time, what they're getting. So now you've got, everything online from pro bull stats to see every time this bull's been bucked, knowing who got on him, which hand they rode with, how many seconds they rode, what the judge marked the bull. So that there's just a whole scouting report that you can go through, and whether you're the rider or you're coaching or you're training these guys. And then there's other guys that just like to go up to bat and swing for it. They would rather just not know, have a plan. They would rather just react to what the bull does. The different styles of how the guys are going about it.
Rather than looking at a scouting report. It sounds like you're part of the college football playoff committee, basically.
Yeah. Well, a little bit. You're kind of playing with you're playing with entertainment and the people's lives and sport. I mean, it's a whole thing. Big Sky does a great job about it. When they bring the bull power in there, and they add the best riders in the country, and they got great fans. And it's a great production too. You come in there with the intros and the Calcuttas and kind of the rock and roll. You get you primed up for it, and I think the animals even feel it. I talk about that as well. At Big Sky, I don't know if it's the weather, it's the cool weather, or just kind of the feel of the fans. Like some of those bulls have their best outs all year long right there in Big Sky because they can feel the energy, in the arena, I guess you'd say.
Yeah, that rock and roll style. Part of that show all along, for the last few years has been Flint Rasmussen. Tell me how we're stepping up and sort of filling in for Flint's big old clown shoes.
Yeah, that's one of those deals that you never replace that guy. He's definitely one of a kind. You kind of find something else to do a little bit, but it's hard to replace him. But Flint continues to come to Big Sky. He's part of the announcing and a lot of the show that's still in there when they have the dance your boots off and all that. Flint is still involved in that. But yeah, it's hard to ever replace him, and nobody tries to replace him. But a lot of other elements that come in, after him because he was a lot of the show and still is a lot of the show wherever you go.
I know it is just so much fun. It's nonstop action the whole time, something to keep your attention, which is fantastic. and a big payout too. I was reading that since 1992, PBR has paid out $100 million to riders as a cumulative total. That's amazing.
Yeah, no, and it continues to get better. And I think the more, TV and title sponsors, I mean, for how much my kids will ride for me 10 times what I got to ride for. Most of the time I just got to ride for a good time. These guys are really going to get paid for it. So it's awesome to see in our way of life. And it's kind of, to put bull riding in the mainstream, not just us in the United States, but we have fans around the world that watch the bulls and watch the riders, that keep up to date with the, where bull riding is every week.
You talk about kids riding. Didn't you get your start when you were little? Were you about 5? Is that
Oh
what I read?
yeah, yeah. I think when most other kids are like, playing t-ball and soccer and stuff like that, I was already going to junior rodeo, so I was riding, for a long time. Just riding the
Did you
little
like
sheep.
it?
Oh yeah, I think you start just doing it for fun. Nobody ever tells you it pays money when you start, and then so you kind of get good at it when you're real young. The next thing I know, I was riding in high school and I was making more money than my teachers were at school. So I'd want a truck and a trailer and like, well, who'd want to do anything else? I mean, this is fun. People are clapping, they're paying me money, and I got a full ride scholarship to go to college on a rodeo team. And it's like you never would look for a different job. I'm like, what better career is there? When it's all said and done, you look back like, I cannot believe I did that. But at the time, it's a good job. Work 8 seconds, somebody get you a nice little check, and people clapping, and yeah, it's fun stuff.
Hard to believe it's not child labor.
Yeah, you get tired of waking up in hospitals. That's what stops you. You're like, man, this stuff is getting old right here. I mean, like I continue to wake up and I have another surgery scheduled for next week. That's when it gets old.
You're 5 years old going on 70.
Yeah.
You spend a lot of time around the bulls. Do you think of them more as your pets or your coworkers at this point?
They would probably be probably your coworkers. When you're at the ranch, I think the bulls are only as smart as you treat them, and they know when you're at the ranch when you're hanging out and you're eating, and it's casual and everything. But it's just kind of like a baseball team. When everybody gets suited up and you get on the bus and you go to the event and put your cleats on tight, like it's game time. And I think they become not your pets, your coworkers. They know we're here to work just like us. When they realize that we traveled yesterday, I'm on a half ration diet, and and I'm ready to go, and I'm fit and I'm feeling good. He knows where he's going and he knows what his job is. Those next 2 days.
So we're all on the same team, basically.
Yeah, all on the same team. I mean, I like to go with the Bulls wherever they go. I wouldn't ask them to do anything that I wouldn't, go and be on the road and be with them at the same time. So, yeah, they know what they're doing. And the funny thing is, those older Bulls, like you back the trailer up, they get excited. It's like a dog wagging their tail. Like, yep, we're going now. Let's go to the rodeo. So it's cool to watch that. I mean, you just open the gate and they'll almost load themselves.
Hey, which one's in your doghouse right now?
Well, so Riding Solo stayed home this weekend. He's the two-time world champion, but we gave him the day off to come to Indianapolis. So we let him stay home, but he's in the front pen right there by the chutes. And he was running the fence working and like hollered and be like, "Hey, you're about to leave me here. Like, don't leave me." So it's funny to see that, when they want to go so bad.
Nobody wants to be left out.
Nope.
All right, that's all the questions that I have. I do want to play a quick game if you don't mind, Cord.
Heck yeah, for sure.
All right. So this game is called Bull Crap. All right.
Bull crap.
Dealing with bull crap is part of your job. Yep.
Yep.
I'm going to make
Yep.
some statements about bull riding, and if I say something that's not true, you call bull crap.
Okay.
Here's the first one. If you hold on tighter, you will last longer on the bull.
Nope. Bull crap. you're
That's not true.
You're not going to overpower a 1,800-pound wild animal. So let's look at it more of a gymnastics, or it's more of a dance. You're going with the bull. So if that was the case, every bull rider would look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Bull crap.
Okay. Fair enough. How about this? Some bulls prefer certain riders.
I would go with true. I would go and
Interesting.
my example of that. There was a bull called Little Yellow Jacket. He was a 3-time world champion bucking bull, and later in life he would go like work conventions. So they'd put him like in a pen, and people would walk by and look at him and take pictures all day. So he was in there, been there all day laying down, and Adriano Moraes, a 3-time world champion bull rider, walked by, and how Adriano talks. I mean, you can hear his voice, and he's loud. Little Yellow Jacket stands up and I mean is flexing and like he knows that his competitor that walked in there after thousands of people had walked by all day. He saw him. He knew that was the guy that had been trying to ride him. So yes, I think
Oh, that's
they
great.
they create a battle between the two of them.
Okay. Good to know. Not bull crap. All right. How about this one?
Not
The
bullcrap.
bull's flank strap is tied around their junk to make them buck harder.
Bullcrap. First, if something was wrapped around your junk, you would not move. And second, who would crawl under the bull to wrap it up? The flank area on a bucking bull is like your belt. It's where your belt goes to hold your pants up. But and really, it's like I don't know. It's like I don't know. Just get ready for the game. And the cool thing is, you watch the bulls buck in the event. They buck, and the guy falls off, and they stop bucking, and they walk out, and they take the flank off. The flank is not wrapped around anything junk related.
It's having the guy on their back. That's the
Yeah,
problem that
yeah.
they
It's
have.
it's the guy. They don't want the guy on the back.
All right. How about this? A great bucking bull isn't trained, it's bred.
I would go with true, but here's the thing about it is, racehorses are bred to run, but some are faster than others, and some of them are not that fast. But even if you're like, even Michael Jordan's son is not a great basketball player. I mean, you've got to want to do it. There's nothing you can do to make the bulls buck. But yes, the first thing is they are bred to buck, just like a beef cow is bred to raise meat. They get big and they grow fast, and that's what they're producing. The bulls are bred to buck, but they got to want to. There's nothing you can do to make them buck.
Okay. But they're not going through circuit training and stuff like that.
So what you would do is like little kids in t-ball, you put them out on the field and you let them play. Some of them like to
Okay.
play. Some of them would rather pick flowers. Some of them would rather sit on the bench. So it's the same thing. And we start with the bulls when they're just a year and a half old. You put them in the arena and you put like a little box or a dummy on them and they buck out there a couple and they're like, oh, I get it. If I make this quick turn, the dummy falls off like playing t-ball, and they're like, oh, the ones that want to get better and they want to jump higher and kick harder and spin faster, they're going to make the team. The other ones that are
Okay.
picking flowers, probably not going to make the team.
All right. Good to know. I love all this. How about this? The most common injuries among bull riders are broken ribs and sternums.
Yeah, I'm gonna say bullcrap. It's hard to say what the most common is. Yeah, like they're all kind of common injuries, but I would say elbows. I mean, you see the jerk of the bull. Like
Right.
elbows, wrist, hand, or groins, like your legs that you're trying to squeeze to hold on to that 1,800-pound bucking bull underneath. That would probably be the most common wear and tear. Now you
Okay.
get under the bull, anything it steps on is probably going to break. So yeah, yeah, don't get under the bull. Yeah, that's a bad
Yeah.
spot.
Be
They
very
say bull
careful
riding
about
is
what you let a bull step on.
yeah, bull riding is very safe as long as you're on top.
I like that. All right. How about this? Bulls and horses are forced to perform whether they want to or not.
Bull crap. Bull crap. And I mean that's it. I mean they can open the gate and the bull can just stand there. And I've seen it done before. The bull's like, I don't want to play today. There's nothing that you can do. I mean the horses are the same way. The thing that you get when you get to Big Sky, you get the ones that have had a career work their way all the way up to the professional outs. Just like the riders have to have so many stats to qualify to be a professional bull rider, and they have to be high marked in that to even qualify for Big Sky. The bulls are the same way. They started in Little League and they work their way up, and then they do amateur. And after they've built these stats and they've bucked to this certain level, they get invited to Big Sky PBR. So, if they don't want to buck, they don't have to, but they also don't get invited to Big Sky PBR too.
But you pick the bulls that you know are going to want to perform, basically.
Well,
Yeah.
it's kind of like back to coaching the Yankees. I mean, I'm scouting different bulls all the time, and then you have a breeding program, and you have a development program, a nutrition program. I mean, you're doing all this stuff to build these bulls up to where we're going. I mean, Big Sky is something that we start prepping for years. I mean, there's however many years we've been going there, we're always trying to get better and develop further and get bigger, better, faster. I mean, that's any sport.
Yeah. Okay. On to the next. How about this? When a PBR bull retires, it gets put down.
No, no. So we talk about at the house. I mean, the best bulls in the world when they're retired, they probably go straight to a breeding program. I mean, what you would want? Viper goes to the PBR finals, 3 or 4 times, wild card world champion. What you're looking for is his offspring. But when in breeding season is off at McCoy Ranch, Viper just sits in the front pen and just lays back and eats a lot of grain and hay and talks a lot. He's a talker. Like he's brr, brr, he's talking all day long. So no. So right now
Pretty
we
good
have
life.
Mr. Majestic and Viper are they're retired beside each other. They're pins beside each other. That is like a retirement, and they sit there and they play cards and they grab about stuff all day long. That's what those two guys do. Yeah, but no,
Like an
it's a
old
good life.
reunion group.
Yeah, and when they've earned it, they get their own pen. They get feed, hay, and water, for the rest of their life. And someday they'll probably be buried underneath a big oak tree next to a couple other retired bulls. But they get to live it out.
All right, fair enough. How about this? Top bulls can earn more than the riders.
Oh yeah, and right back to that breeding. I know that the bulls get $100,000 for winning Bucking Bull of the Year. But then you look at it the other day, their trading value, their gene pool, semen sales, riding solo. I mean, he's gone global with semen. He sells more semen in Australia than the United States. So it's but the bull rider gets $1 million, but that bull can he can last decades. I mean, riding solo will never die. There's enough semen in the tank that he'll never die. He'll live forever.
That's my dream. There we
Yeah.
go.
Semen in the
Couple
tank.
more. All right. How about this? PBR is just a monster truck rally with cows. It is not a real sport, just something American rednecks care about.
Oh, it's so real sport. And when I say it's such a real sport is you can't even practice at half speed. You can't tell the bull, I'm going to wear a red jersey today. Let's all go half speed. We got a big event coming up. It's so real. It's so I'm going to say unrehearsed. There's nothing that you can tell the animal like, let's run this play and let's do X, Y, and Z and let's make it for the fans today. It is for the fans because it is so real, and you realize that when the gate opens. Just because they're playing, loud music and big screen and it's on TV, it's as real as it can be, and it's real at the ranch, it's real on the road, and it's real on the chute. There's no way to fake it. It's not like anything else that you can fake it till you make it. You fake it in this sport, it's going to hurt bad.
I don't want that. All right, last one. Pro bull riding is the most dangerous professional sport in the world statistically.
I think several years ago, the Sports Writers of America did take a vote, and bull riding was the most dangerous sport in the world. That's hard to take for me because, when I was 5 years old, I started riding calves and, worked my way up. It's kind of like, people talk about how you would hit a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. Well, you've watched it come by you 1,000,000 times. And for me, that's bull riding. Like, I wouldn't be a UFC wrestler. I would get, beat to death. But these guys have been training their whole life to get to where they're at. So I wouldn't say it's the most dangerous sport because I'm not good at any of the other ones. But I think the sports writers that look at all of them, they say bull riding is the most dangerous.
It is. That's what I saw. Higher injury rates than football, MMA, or auto racing.
Yeah, and like I said too, you wonder if they even take in, the practice pen, the amateur rodeos. There's so many places that you go to that has no stats. They have, no insurance. They have no. I mean, you got to take care of it all yourself, and that's where, man, they could triple, whatever stats that you have because there's guys that get hurt really bad, and it's not televised. It's not wrote down in in a journal. It's just you broke your leg, go to the hospital. That's
Yeah.
it.
All those unaccounted for casual injuries that you
That's
see
it.
in training. All right, that was bull crap. Thank you for playing, Cord, and thank you so much for joining us and talking about the current tour. We look forward to seeing you in Big Sky, July 17th through the 19th. Sorry.
Heck yeah, we'll see y'all in Big Sky.
All right, tickets on sale March 3rd. Get on it. That's coming on up. So, Cord, we'll see you later this summer.